Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. First off, Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day with your family. What else does X-Ring do for Christmas? He goes to the range and shoots. We don't usually do Christmas until later on in the evening, but what we're going to do today is we're going to review an AR-10 and 6mm Creedmoor that is draped in carbon fiber. Let's see how it does for accuracy. I'll give you a weight on this and the complete build out, so stick around. So it's going to be about 3.8. That's an impact. All right, so I haven't had a lot of AR-10s on the channel. I do like AR-10s, but typically speaking, they've been very large, very bulky, and they're usually pretty heavy. However, there is an application, especially in a true DMR role, where you do want something that has more punch than your typical, let's say, 5.56 or something that might be a smaller caliber like your 6 Max or some of the other cartridges like 6 Arc. So when you get into these full-size cartridges like 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, 6 Creedmoor, you are going to have to step up to a large frame platform. But doing so comes at a cost, and that is usually weight. So on this build right here, this is actually a pretty much full carbon fiber build with full premium components, and I'm interested in seeing how it does for accuracy. This has actually not been fired yet, but we're going to start at the back and work our way forwards. So starting at the butt stock, the choice here was the butt stock carbon fiber by Smoke Composites. Beautiful, beautiful butt stock. It is very lightweight. Now within that, we do have the JP silent capture spring. I do prefer those, and it just makes everything operate very smoothly. Now moving forward to the butt stock, we have this beautiful upper and lower receiver. It is a billet upper and lower receiver by a company called DNA Firearms. They are a local company in North Carolina out of Locust, and this is their Alpha series. It's a beautifully machined piece of billet. This one's actually been coated in DLC. Now DLC is typically not a good option for aluminum, okay? So while DLC is a great coating, it's very lubricant. Typically the wear on aluminum doesn't do too well, and I'm actually going to do a video on that talking about different coatings, you know, like your titanium nitrides, your PVDs and DLC coatings, and I think it'll be very, very informative on why it's not the best option. However, that's what we've got here. Now, I do use Lancer magazines. You guys know I'm a huge fan of those. Lancer's been around a long time. They've made some great rifles in the past. They're just usually out of stock and they're hard to find, but I do like Lancer products. Now, inside of the receiver, we did choose the JP, the FMOS. It's the full mass operating system bolt and bolt carrier group. We do have the Lancer handguard. This is the LW7, I believe, and then we also have the Proof carbon fiber barrel that is in 6 Creedmoor. Now on the Arca rail, this is actually not by Area 419. This is actually by DNA Firearms, and it does have the R-lock system that has the little dimples here so you can lock it in place. We can try that out. And then this is something you guys haven't seen. This is a rifles only suppressor cover, but this is a suppressor that is highly, highly rated by Diligent Defense. It is a beautifully made suppressor, and this one is the Enticer LTI 762. And since we are shooting 6mm Creedmoor, I think it'll be a great host. And we've got it topped off with an optic I'm not familiar with. This is the US Optics. This is the TXH. It's a 3-18. This is the one I actually won from the DMR championships a month and a half ago or so. And so we're going to try it out. It does have a reticle in it. It is manufactured overseas, and we do have a spur mount on top of it. So let's go ahead and put it on paper first. Let's see how it does for grouping, because typically speaking, your AR-10s are typically not going to be as accurate as a bolt gun. We're going to be shooting factory Hornady 140 grain. I might have some Burger that we can try as well, and if we can keep it at 1 inch or under, I would be happy with that. So let's go ahead and get it on paper first before we start shooting out to 700 yards. All right, so today is starting off just so well. In a haste to get out of the house to be back by this afternoon for the family dinner, I forgot my bag, which has everything, which that is the spotting scopes, that's all that. I literally have a rifle and I have ammunition. I have no chronograph, I have no anything, but I do have my cell phone and I do carry around a little DJI Pocket 3, so that's what you're watching this on. So yeah, that's the way today's starting. So I haven't shot a single round through this. What I'm going to do is fire 1 or 2 shots on paper. You won't be able to see those because I have my cell phone set up downrange to be able to get the group once I actually get this thing zeroed. So that's how today's starting off. Let's see what this thing does. First shots out of the rifle. And so here we go. All right. Wow, what a day. That's how it goes, isn't it? Man, that action is so smooth. All right, so this is the first time I'm actually using or doing anything with this US optic scope. I can tell you the glass is pretty clear. I like the reticle layout. It is very similar in some ways to like a Zeiss. All right, this will be just to confirm zero because I just bore sighted it. Here we go. Okay, a little bit of recoil. I would be surprised if it fired another round. I guess it did. That was a smooth trigger press. We are 9/10 low and about 6/10 right. So I'm going to go to 9/10. I need to go left. Tell you what, we'll go 1/2 mil because it was a cold bore. We're just going to go ahead and do a 5-shot group. Let's see what kind of group we can get. We're going to go dead center, the biggest one. Here we go. Buttstock leaves a little bit lacking for a height control with the rear bag. Okay, so that group is not so great. All right, so after shooting that video, I said there's no way in heck that this precision rifle build using premium components and everything being tightened down was only going to give us, with the Hornady ammunition, that bad a grouping. So what I did was I scrubbed the barrel out, I used Bore-Tec, got everything out, got all the copper out, fresh barrel, made sure everything was clean, made sure the gas system was good. As far as tight, made sure that the suppressor was on tight, so no rounds out of it. What we're going to do is we're going to try to shoot a group down range. We'll see what the best it can do is, because if 2 inches is all we're getting out of this, then this kind of makes up my mind on most of these ARs, these AR-10s. But like I said, I just wanted to follow up on this because I want to do this. This is actually the next day. Let's see if she'll do better. Let me grab my magazine. I can't move too fast. I've learned I'll outrun this gimbal because I move too quickly. All right, so fresh box of Hornady. I'm going to do 1 round as a fowler. So I've got 6 shots. All right, let's see if we can get this done. All right, so unfortunately my SD card on my camera filled up and you guys might have missed it. But basically I shot 1 shot as a fowler and then I shot a group. And this was after tightening down the suppressor with a wrench properly and then cleaning the barrel completely. Decoppered it. We shot 1 fowler. It was very high, so that tells me there was something going on there. And then I did a 5-shot group on target number, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. If you guys missed it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that. We'll do another 5-shot group because, guys, you know, spending the time and effort and the money to get a precision AR-10 should not resulted in that, especially with these premium components. So we'll do another 5-shot group. This was a brand new box. This was 20 rounds, so you guys can do the counting, do the math. It's all good. One thing I am going to do, though, before we shoot this next group, is I am going to mill it. And we are about a 1/2 mil high. So I'm going to come down a 1/2 mil. And maybe 1/10 left, just so we can see how it is as far as not only accuracy, but also the precision aspect of it. Still have the camera going on downrange. Just shot those 5 shots, like I said, and then it gave me a notification that the SD card was full. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to shoot for target number 3, bottom left-hand corner. Keep in mind, I had a lot going on yesterday. Okay, so now I am much more satisfied with the performance of this rifle. Guys, that's going to measure sub MOA, no problem at all. Like I said, yesterday, a lot going on, forgot all the camera equipment and everything else. And I think the barrel just needed to be cleaned pretty well. Like I said, it was that and the suppressor. It's one of the reasons why direct threads can be a little bit of a pain, because if you don't have them torqued down and they start to loosen up, you're changing that barrel tension and you can really start throwing shots. So we'll get you a measurement on these groups. I just wanted to add this to the video because I've never seen Hornady shoot like that. That was actually just a poor representation yesterday, and that was on me for not maintaining the rifle as far as cleaning it and everything else. You know, anytime you get a new barrel or anything, you should, number one, expect that the first 20 shots are going to kind of be all over the place. And that's exactly what happened. So your accuracy will start coming in typically after those first 20 rounds, and that's according to Hornady. You can just disregard the first 20 rounds out of a rifle, go ahead and clean it, and then that's what you can expect. And you guys saw this real time. But I just wanted to add this in, no slight on Hornady or anybody else. It actually performed the way it was supposed to. And this is indicative of what I think this build can actually do. What we'll do now is I'll do my best with the camera, guys. I don't have a digiscope or anything, because like I said, I forgot all of that stuff. But we'll see if we can take this out to 700 yards. As far as the feel of the rifle, it's not too bad. It's more of a sharp push. As far as the optic is clear. I do need to get this turret zeroed out. I really haven't done any of that. But as far as the rifle, man, I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. So let's see if we can take it out to, we'll go 500 at first, and then we'll adjust from there. All right, so we're going to try for this 500-yard target. I haven't shot any other rounds. You guys have been watching this real time. Let's glass is pretty clear. Let me hold 2.5 to start. See if I can spot my recoil or my miss, because I have no idea. Here we go. That's an impact, and that was sheer luck, but it will work. So 2.5 seemed to work. There is a 5" by 5" steel to the left of that one. Let me see one. No sight. So it is hard to spot your misses with something this light. Let me try some more again, see exactly where we're at. Tell you what, let's just go to 600 and see. It's going to be about 3.8. That's an impact. So 3.8 it is. Now the beauty of the gas gun is, of course, the follow-up shot. That rifle's only suppressor cover is actually doing a good job, because I'm not getting any mirage yet. So we'll do 3 shots quickly. Here we go. Yeah, so that's pretty solid. Let's go 700 and see where we're at. I just moved the camera over. It should be somewhere, I don't know, I'm just, like I said, I'm guessing. And that action's getting a little slow, it's getting dirty. I'm getting a little bit of mirage, but I'm going to estimate this at about 5-ish mils. We're going to start on the full-size IPSC to the left. I'm going to hold a little bit left. Here we go. That's an impact. Let's get 2 in the air. Nice. You guys hear that? Let's go for the 10-inch by 10-inch to the right of it. Here we go. Just over the top. Just over the top again. All right, so I think it can do precision work. Suppressor was a little bit light. It is a direct thread. Very, very effective suppressor. I do have ears in. I'm not going to get this barrel much more heat without letting it cool off a little bit. But I definitely want to get one on that 10-inch by 10-inch plate. 5 mils. Here we go. Whoa. So I think our suppressor had us messed up. We'll go 4. There it is. It's one of the reasons why direct threads can be a little bit of a pain, because without that positive lock, you got to constantly check to make sure basically you're going to get a huge shift in your point of aim, point of impact if it's loose. I didn't use a wrench on that. It's just really, really hand tight, but it did loosen up. I'm going to let it cool. Once it cools, then we'll try to get some follow-up shots on that. I will tell you the reticle is a little bit different on this one because there's no 5 indicator on it. Basically, you have a gap between 4 and 6. You also don't have 3 measured out as well. So it's going to come down to familiarization with the scope and the reticle. We'll do 500, 600, 700. And here we go. 500, 600, 700. Nice. So you guys can see the benefit of having a gasser like this, and that is just the quick follow-up shots. You know, the ballistics work out really well as far as lining up, because it's exactly 2 mils below whatever that distance is. So as far as the build itself, what we've got on this buttstock's going to run you about $300 or so. The upper and lower is going to be about $1,000, a little over $1,000. The trigger group is entirely up to you. You don't have to go premium like the Trigger Tech Diamond on this, but you could, but that's another $300. And then you also have the handguard, which that's going to run you about $350. And then on the proof, you're looking at about $800 on sale. And then the rail's about another $100. All total with the JPM stuff in it and everything else, without the optic or suppressor, you're looking at about a $3,200 build. But man, I tell you what, it is lightweight. I am not a strong guy. There's 3 fingers, and I'm holding it out just like that. So this would be a good like ruck style rifle, something that you could shoot like in a competition dynamics match where you needed that accuracy, but you needed a high rate of fire. I think it's a good option, as long as I haven't had any issues with it feeding. I think it just needs some oil on that bolt carrier, because there's no oil in it whatsoever. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that review of this carbon fiber build, but this was a way for me to get out, do a little bit of shooting, and bring that shooting to you guys. I really wanted to do this on Christmas because I don't have to be home for another 2 hours. Maybe I'll stick around and do some practicing, and that's it. Well, I think that's enough practice for today. I'm starting to run out of ammunition. I didn't bring a lot here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, I appreciate you guys that watch. You really make it worthwhile for what I do, and I do enjoy it and sharing that with you. Hopefully you enjoyed the review of that lighter weight carbon fiber AR-10 build. It is a nice setup, but definitely stick around this week. Thursday or Friday, I'm going to try to film the DLC and coatings type video, and I think it could be helpful to quite a few. So you guys take care, have a good week. I'll see you on the next one.